Hey everyone, it's Christopher, Mono County Library Director and co-host of the Oxygen Starved podcast. It's Book Talk Friday and I'm here in June Lake Library, meaning I've got two great books lined up for you to read, one old and one new. Let's start with the old this time. Now, way back in the 1970s, a young man named Peter Jenkins from middle-class suburban Connecticut embarked on a unique adventure to walk across America and document the journey. The result was this book, A Walk Across America. He was a young married man fresh out of college, but carrying this certain disillusionment of the society he saw around him and this yearning to understand more and experience more than what college had prepped him for. Of course, he wasn't the first to traverse the country on foot, but back then in the 70s, America had firmly embraced the automobile, interstate highways that aren't exactly pedestrian friendly, strip malls, and cheap flights from coast to coast. So walking across the country on purpose was a story that would stick out. And it did. He got the backing of the National Geographic Society. And indeed, I remember first reading about Jenkins in that magazine back in the late 70s when this story took hold of the national sensibility. Now, this book chronicles his walk from Alfred, New York, through Appalachia and into the Deep South and on to New Orleans. And along the way, Jenkins stays with people who take him in and works odd jobs to earn money. Naturally, it's the stories of these people that strike the reader. From a hermit he meets in Appalachia to an African-American family who puts him up for quite some time to the controversial Alabama governor, George Wallace. It's in Alabama that Jenkins embraces his newfound faith at a revival meeting and later meets his soon-to-be second wife, Barbara, who ultimately finished the full cross-country walk with him in the years that followed. Now, Jenkins says he started out at this time searching for myself and my country and found both. Well, this book came out in 1979 and it became an immediate smash hit. He went on to become a successful travel writer and he and Barbara became parents, which brings me to my new pick. Well, newish. Enough. To Shake the Sleeping Self, A Journey from Oregon to Patagonia and a Quest for Life with No Regret came out in 2018 and is by Peter and Barbara's son, Jedediah Jenkins. And Jedediah certainly inherited his parents' thirst for adventure and personal growth. Like his father before him, Jedediah saw himself approaching his 30th birthday and just kind of wondering, what is this all about? So he decided to embark on an adventure of his own, cycling from Oregon south to Patagonia, a journey of some 14,000 miles. Now, he doesn't go completely overboard, but at the beginning he does this fair amount of research on getting just the right bike to see in the distance. He's not a cyclist, and a little bit of exercise to get in shape for it. He's a bit of a buttoned-up personality, but he finds himself joined by the decidedly more free-spirited Weston, who, unlike Jedediah, picked up a used bike of questionable quality, a pink one at that, just a couple of days before they departed on this months-long adventure. Jedediah uses the trip to better understand himself and his place in the world, to grow his own confidence, and like his parents, spends quality time writing about the people he and Weston meet and stay with along the way. He also wrestles with his own complicated relationship with those parents, who by this time are split up. At one point in the journey, Weston introduces Jedediah to a couple of Instagram influencers who post on Instagram about this trip, and the duo go viral. By the time they hit South America, they are a bona fide Instagram hit with thousands of followers, and Jedediah is still a strong presence on it today. He is adept in this book at keeping you not just in the geographic context of their journey, describing cycling through hot deserts, dense forest, at sea level and some of the highest elevations in South America. He's also adept at keeping you ensconced in his head throughout the trip, his emotional context, his insecurities, his regularly measuring himself against his more carefree pal Weston, his mental quest to reach Patagonia not just across a finish line, but for a reunion with his mother there, and whether or not he will have changed enough to understand their relationship better. After this bestseller, Jenkins went on to write another book, more explicitly self-help in nature in a reflective way. It's called Like Streams to an Ocean. He is also the executive editor of Wilderness Magazine. Now, we have extra copies of To Shake the Sleeping Self at the library. If you have a book club that would like to pick it to read, you can grab those copies. It's a great discussion book. Now, both To Shake the Sleeping Self and A Walk Across America are thought-provoking and may get your feet itching to move, and both are available in Mono County libraries. Remember, there are 7 locations around the county. Stop by and find your next adventure read. Also remember, on July 15th, we'll be hosting a Zoom Meet the Author event with best-selling author Julia Claiborne Johnson. Find out more at your local branch or on our website, monocolibraries.org. Until then, stay safe and happy reading.